everybody, I'm Medusa, and this is my Draw My Life. Let's start with the basics. I was born in Athens, Greece. As I grew older, I became the most beautiful woman in the town. I did everything right, and I was flat out gorgeous. Of course, being this beautiful, I could not get enough of myself, but one day I decided to go to the Parthenon, which was my first time going. I didn't know the rules there, and I did not know what was about to come. While I was there, I couldn't help but believe that the statues and paintings were not to the level of my own majesty. These thoughts were more vocal than I anticipated. Then, around the same time, other people in the temple began to flee. I just thought I had scared them with my beauty, but that was not the case. Instead, Athena came and was infuriated with what I said about her and her fellow gods. She said I wasn't even that beautiful. She then proceeded to curse me. My hair and my body were shaped into snakes. I became a monster, a gorgon technically, who is never to be seen by anybody, not even myself. Anyone I viewed would be turned to stone, and my snakes shriveled and hissed at anybody. So I was sent to the ends of the earth, in hopes I could not hurt any innocent being ever again. My story does not end here, though. My story continues with Perseus, but that is a whole different myth.
Hey, my name is Perseus, and this is my Draw My Life. There once was a king named Acrisius, who had a beautiful daughter named Dana. An oracle told the king that one day his grandson would kill him, so he locked his own daughter, my mother, away so she couldn't have any children. After a while, my mother became very sad, and my father, Zeus, appeared from a golden light that was shown through a window of this tower. Zeus promised my mother a wonderful sunny land if she married him. King Acrisius saw the golden ray of light and ordered his men to investigate. When they found my mother, she was smiling, holding a baby, me, in her arms. The king was so angry, he tossed his own daughter and grandson out to sea in a large chest. We arrived safely to the island of Zephyrus, where King Polydectes ruled. A fisherman named Dictys rescued us from the terrible seas, and my mother and I grew up in King Polydectes' land. By now, I was a young man, and Polydectes asked my mother to marry him, but my mother refused because she was loyal and caring for me. Polydectes would have married her by force if it wasn't for me, so he created a plot to get rid of me. Polydectes planned a fake marriage and invited my mother and I. We were poor and didn't realize that I needed to bring a present. Polydectes got infuriated with me, and I promised to do him any favor he wished. Polydectes asked for the head of Medusa. I got set for my journey right away, but got lost since I had no idea where I was going. One night, when I thought all hope was lost, I was visited by Athena and Hermes. Since we were all children of Zeus, Athena offered a shield for protection, and Hermes offered winged sandals. They also gave me directions on how to find Medusa's lair, and I was on my way. I visited the Graea and the nymphs to get enough supplies so I would have a successful mission. Eventually, I found the lair of Medusa and killed her as she slept. On my journey back, I found a beautiful woman named Andromeda, who was chained to a rock and left by the sea to be sacrificed to a sea monster by Poseidon. I saved Andromeda and decided to take her home to her father. On our way, I fell in love with her and asked her to marry me, which she said yes. Remember the reason why my mother was locked away, right? It was prophesied that her father's grandchild would kill him. Andromeda and I stopped to complete in a set of games where I threw a discus and ended up killing an old man, which was King Acrisius. Essentially, the prophecy came true. Andromeda and I eventually made it back to King Polydectes' land. Dictys told me about how Polydectes faked the marriage and forced my mother to be his maiden. As I was furious, I took Medusa's head and turned Polydectes and his men to stone. After this, I lived happily with Andromeda.
The ancient Greeks used mythology as we would use our modern religion to answer a question of what our purpose exactly is. To the ancient Greeks, their stories were all they had to entertain them. The story of Perseus and Medusa in particular shows loyalty, because Polydectes tricked Perseus into leaving and then betrayed him when he returned. Perseus avenged his mother's mistreatment. Another show of loyalty was Athena and Hermes' gift to Perseus. As gods and goddesses, and also Perseus' half-siblings, they helped him in his time of need. As Brian Griffin Jr. says, the reason why mythology is still important is that it is pure storytelling. Everybody either likes to tell a good story or listen to someone tell a good story. In this case, the good myth of Medusa and Perseus is more pure than it seems. The fact that it symbolizes loyalty, especially with the family, gives a heartwarming theme that teaches us about bravery and loyalty.